Sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Easter, happy Sunday. Today, I'm just gonna get right into it. Normally on Sundays, I try to go to bed at 10. It is 10:25, and yeah, I wanted to go ahead and make this video. I haven't done these in like 2 weeks, so I really need to work on building that consistency. So that's why we're here tonight. I'm just gonna go over some of the pairs that I'm looking at. I'm not really looking into trading anything right now. I'm in a difficult situation where I have two funded accounts. One funded account is they're going through something, so I'm not able to trade. I requested a payout like 3 weeks ago, still waiting on it. Nothing much I can do. And the other funded account, I'm just gonna say SFT. If you know, you know. So as of right now, I'm pretty much just sitting back waiting on that payout. And if it doesn't come, I'm just gonna get a new funded with another company. But yeah, that's just where I'm at right now. So I'm not really trading. I may trade demo for the next week just to get myself back into the game. I haven't really exercised anything, traded anything at all. So, but yeah, here we go. I'm going to be looking over GJ, EJ, and gold. Let me see. Yeah, really just those three. I may go over AU just a little bit. But yeah, this is not going to be long at all due to me not really seeing anything significant as of right now. But let's go ahead on GJ on the daily from the past week or the past 2 weeks. We've seen a major rejection off these highs, and we've seen sellers kind of take over the market within a certain time. We see a huge rejection down to the downside. I guess you could say rejecting this area of 191,960. And we see another bearish candle here, also rejecting and continuing on to the downside on the weekly. This is a area of resistance. Price has respected over here and came back to respect it again. So right now we're waiting to see if price will further respect it and potentially reject it going down to the downside, or will price eventually break it and continuing on and eventually breaking this 191,960 area that I mentioned earlier. But to scale down into where we are right now. Obviously, price is extremely choppy, and this is very surprising for GJ. But in the month of March, the market hasn't really been producing as many opportunities, especially when looking at a long term perspective. I'm not really seeing too much lately, but especially right now, it's just choppy. Not much, not anything at all that I'm interested in trading. And the only thing I would like to see as of right now is a break to the upside or the downside. And that's really all I'm looking for. A situation like, let's see, let me get my, if we can break, and that's why I kind of drew this box to show like where we are right now and symbolize this consolidation point. So price could either break above here, also breaking above these highs here. We could get potential pullback and continuation like this, or we could get it the opposite direction. The price breaks below, breaking below these lows as well. Pullback and continuing to the downside. Like I said, excuse me, it's a definite possibility based on this major rejection on the higher time frame. But as of right now, it's just a waiting game, just to see where price ends up breaking to and what direction takes precedence in this time. Excuse me. My allergies are killing me right now, so bear with me. But on GJ, I definitely like price a lot more when I look at this. In similar situation where we have a I guess bullish impulse initially, and then we see within the past few weeks, price come down and continuing to come down, breaking this low as of right here. And this was an area of resistance that we see right here turned into an area of support, now turned to an area of potential resistance, and price continues to go to the downside. And that's pretty much what I'm looking for. This is a nice opportunity that I could have taken advantage of last week on the demo, of course. I didn't take this one. This would have been a nice Fibonacci play from point A to point B. Nice rejection, point C from the 0.618 area, which is like the golden perfection area to hit. So I'm sorry, point B. No, I'm looking at this all incorrectly. Looking at this incorrectly. Forgive me, y'all. This was, and let me scale down a little bit so it's a little clear. Shoot. Excuse me. Spring season, bro. Oh my gosh. But yeah. But yeah, forgive me for that. I was mistaken. This is a point A, point B, point C coming to our, we could say 0.5 area, which is another area that I like for price to hit, but my golden perfection zone is like that 0.618 point PRZ level, you could say. But yeah, price tapped into this. This would have been a very nice trade. I look on the smaller time frames as price kind of created this ascending, I almost want to say an ascending triangle, almost, but we see a counter trend line right here, and price obviously broke it, coming back to retest this area and continue to the downside, and eventually almost hitting our, I guess, TP2, you could say, but it definitely hit the negative 0.27. This is a nice play, but on to the next week, I do still see price continuing to the bearish side based on structure alone and based off what I see from price. You see a lot of bearish candles and strong bearish candles coming to the downside. We also see a break of structure right here and price testing this area. Yeah, I'm struggling trying to find out my tools, but price coming down, we're testing this level to potentially keep going down. If it does keep going down from here, I would like to target this area of 162,846. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm seeing as of right now, based on what I'm given. Price, I could try to scale down, but there's not really much here. Obviously, everything just goes along with what I have projection wise on the higher time frames. But we have this support, turn resistance, resistance, and resistance, continuing to respect and reject this point to potentially continue on to this downside and eventually probably hitting this negative 0.618 and this red zone right here. So still a waiting game as well. Excuse me, still a waiting game. I still think price could potentially pull back a little bit more to continue with that bearish push, but still kind of like with GJ, I'm gonna be waiting for this one. And on the smaller time frames, it's a little clear. We have these areas where price is creating higher lows and higher highs, indicating that we have some bullish, let me say, bullish activity as of right now, though, on the smallest time frames. But this could be temporary for this overall bearish push that I mentioned on the higher time frames. So as of right now, I would like to wait for certain breaks of structure, like right here. If price were to break below this, come back and continue down, that would be perfect. But it's like those breaks are what we're looking for. But as of right now, price is kind of bullish on the smaller time frames, even potentially creating a higher low again right here. But like I said, potential. So we're just gonna wait it out. For gold, gold is bullish, 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 bullish. If you don't know if it's bullish, what's wrong with you? And every time frame is bullish. So in these types of situations, the best you can really do is to scale down on the 15-minute and 5-minute and try to find an entry and look at key signs that we see right here, and specifically like candle confirmations, like right here, price creating these bearish candles, signifying that we might have a pullback, and we have doji, 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 and price kind of build its way back up into that bullish volume to continue on. But like every other pair right now, it's still stagnant. Nothing much going on. It's Sunday, so we're just gonna wait it out as well. And yeah, I'm still expecting price to continue on to the upside. Gold is just progressively hitting its all-time highs, like every time I look at it. So there's not like a specific point that I can project it to reach because this is its all-time high. So I'm just gonna be measuring it, seeing how far it could potentially go, and just if I do want to get an entry, just scale and try to find something. Like this is an example right here. Price having this kind of area of resistance and support, where price projected initially and made this nice bullish push and broke above it and kind of forming this area of support. So price could potentially continue to move to the upside, and based off this base or this structure, this support that we have right here. So we're just gonna see what price ends up doing there. And last pair I want to look at is AU. So with AU, I got a lot going on right now, but you can discard a lot of this stuff. I didn't get in this trade. I was just back testing a lot of this. I take off. This is definitely valid. This higher low right here coming down to be in the area of further support. But on the daily time frame, we are bearish as well. We had this extreme rejection from this area up here. So sellers obviously are taking control of this market as well. But at the same time, we have to acknowledge that buyers are holding price above this area as well. So even though sellers have the overall volume in this entire sequence, we do have buyers upholding this area of support. So we could potentially see a transition to the upside if price does continue to support this area, but we'll just have to see. We just have to see. And that's just kind of like a battle between buyers and sellers. In the smaller time frames, we can kind of see that where we had that rejection, price come all the way down, hit this area of support. But if you look closely, higher low, and basically another higher low right here. This is sloppy. Hold on. Higher low, and price kind of making its way up and rejecting this area right here. So like GJ, it could go either one or two ways. It could continue to support this area and go to the upside. And if it does go to the upside, we can look at these, we could target these highs again. Or if it does break, we could look at long-term, these lows, or for this week or the next 2 weeks or something like that, we could target these lows right here. Looking at a 50 pip move to reach these lows, maybe a little less than that, but you see what I'm trying to get at. But that's a big if price does break below this. That's what I would be looking at. But price could also very well go along with this bullish volume on the smaller time frames. But we'll have to see a break of structure. And I'll go really trading. It's simple. It's very simple. It's the same thing over and over again. We're waiting for a break of structure, and that's that key point. That's that key transition point where you want to shift your bias from buys to sells or sells to buys. Once we have that break of structure, same thing. If we were to look for sells, we would have to wait for a break of structure, right? Since this is the latest low, you'll have to wait for a break of structure right here. If we were to target these cells right here, but if we were to look for buys, this is the last, you can say lower high. So that's what we would be looking for price to break above, indicating that buyers have really taken over the market at this certain point in time. So we want to stay within the trend, we want to stay within the volume, and why go against it? You're doing more harm to yourself trying to do that. Don't think too hard. Just trade what you see. And obviously, if price does break above here and create a pullback, that's just where we want to be in. We want to be in that wave. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at with AU. Not much going on. AU is slow, very slow here. So this may take a few days honestly to formulate. So we'll just have to see if price breaks above. We'll see if price breaks below. I'm also looking at this point as well. Will price continue to reject this because it's rejecting it right now? Or will it break above? Just have to see. We'll just have to see. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to go over in this video. Yeah. So I want to try to make this a little more consistent, trying to do this every Sunday night before I go to bed, make this a priority of mine because even though people are not watching these videos, and I don't expect people to watch these videos, this is something for myself personally that I can look back on and find certain areas that I could have perfected or just it's always good to look back sometimes, just see where you were at one point and see your growth and development from there. So that's just my intent with these videos. And I'm all about giving value and knowledge. So whatever I have, I want to help others. I know the struggle when it comes to this trading space, and it takes time. It takes dedication, discipline, patience. I mean, I get it. So I just want to help out as many traders as possible with this platform that I'm starting, and I'm fresh, very fresh to this, and I'm trying my best here. So if you watch this, I appreciate you. Man, that me up, bro. That me up, bro. Like, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Man. But yeah, man, these allergies killing me, bro. Killing me. I gotta go to bed. I gotta take a shower. So yeah. Thank you for watching, and you have a good night or morning, wherever you are.